With the Northeast Corridor being the busiest high-speed railroad in the United States, there are other high-speed rail corridors that don't particularly stick out around the country. One high-speed rail corridor in particular sticks out the most, being America's first private railroad, this being Brightline. So how did this happen? Chapter 1. History. In 2012, All Aboard Florida announced plans to operate passenger rail service between Miami and Orlando. The construction was projected at the time to be $1.5 billion. In March of 2013, All Aboard Florida applied for a $1.6 billion railroad rehabilitation and improvement financing loan, which was managed by the Federal Railroad Administration. The final environmental impact statement was released on August 4, 2015. By the beginning of 2015, the company had started site work at the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach stations and right-of-way improvements along stretches of the corridor. On November 10, 2015, All Aboard Florida announced that the service would operate under the name Brightline. In September 2018, Brightline acquired Express West, a private company that plans to connect Las Vegas with Southern California via Victorville, California. Brightline announced the intent of purchasing 38 acres of land near the Las Vegas Strip for a station and following the Interstate 15 corridor from Las Vegas to Southern California. Construction began on the Miami to West Palm Beach section with the laying of new tracks and closure of the temporary service lots in Government Center, downtown Miami, in mid-2014. Suffolk Construction was the general contractor for the Miami station. Piles were being set on the 4 lots of Miami Central in early 2015. On October 29, 2014, work on the Fort Lauderdale station began with the destruction of existing buildings on the site. A ceremony for the West Palm Beach station was held in November 2014. Construction work on Phase 2 between West Palm Beach and Orlando officially began in June of 2019 with a ceremony at Orlando International Airport. Prior work on the corridor began in September of 2019 in the area of Jensen Beach and Sebastian and began path clearing for construction of the Orlando to Cocoa portion in October of that year. Brightline suspended operations on March 25, 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. All train services were completely closed, and the company cut 250 jobs. Construction north to Orlando continued, as well as plans for the upcoming station in Boca Raton. Throughout January 2021 and May 2021, the trains ran with no passengers sometimes, in order to test an upgraded corridor between the West Palm Beach and Miami train stations. Service resumed on November 8, 2021 between West Palm Beach and Miami, with the Orlando line about 70% complete. Chapter 2. Rolling Stock. In 2014, All Aboard Florida ordered 5 Siemens train sets. Each Brightline train set at first used 4 passenger coaches with a Siemens Charger S CB40 diesel all-electric locomotive on each end. The coach cars had interiors designed by the lab at Rockwell Group, feature ergonomic seating, Wi-Fi, level boarding, and meet ADA standards. Each train set holds 248 passengers. The entire train set, including passenger cars, were manufactured by Siemens in its solar-powered plant in Florida, California. Once the route to Orlando is in operation, the train sets will be expanded to 7 coaches, and 5 more complete train sets will be purchased. The first of 5 train sets departed the Siemens factory on December 8, 2016, and arrived in West Palm Beach on December 14th. The 5th train set arrived in South Florida in October 2017. The trains offers 2 classes of service, with 1 select coach and 3 smart coaches on each train set. Select offers 2x1 and 4-to-a-table seating with 50 to 21-inch wide seats per car and complimentary snacks and beverages, while the slightly less expensive SmartFare coaches seat 66 with narrower 19-inch wide seats with snacks and beverages available for purchase. Each train set is able to hold 248 passengers. Chapter 3: Brightline West. With this section of the video being somewhat different, I'll discuss Brightline West and how this route will make a significant impact on the future of Brightline. I'll give a quick explanation of its history, the route, and the rolling stock. With that said, let's begin. Las Vegas is a gambling and tourist destination for the greater Los Angeles area, with Interstate 15 being a direct route between the two cities. If you want to get from Los Angeles to Las Vegas using public transit, the only option you have is Greyhound, which takes between 5 and 7 hours. The highway carries heavy traffic on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, which causes many delays and bumper-to-bumper traffic jams. Airlines have direct flights, but traffic and security at the airport add time to the short flight, and in addition to expensive flights. Las Vegas lost its last passenger train service in 1997 when Amtrak canceled the Desert Wind. No passenger rail service hasn't run since. The original plan under the name Desert Express was to provide an alternative to automobile travel and airline travel between the Los Angeles area and the Las Vegas area along Interstate 15. The city of Victorville was selected as the location for the westernmost terminal, as extending the train line farther into the Los Angeles basin through the Canyon Pass was considered to be really expensive. Desert Express was founded in 2005 to develop, construct, own, and operate the high-speed rail project. The preparation of a first Federal Railroad Administration environmental impact statement was started in 2006. The total cost of the link between Apple Valley and Las Vegas was expected to be around $5 billion. In June 2012, the developer announced the new plan to build a network of high-speed rail for the region by expanding to Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. The initial phase was to include high-speed tracks, Las Vegas to Apple Valley and Apple Valley to Palmdale. This would allow passengers to complete a train ride between Los Angeles and Las Vegas with one transfer by using Metrolink in the Los Angeles area and a transfer to the high-speed train at Palmdale Station. The station would eventually connect with California High-Speed Rail and is designed to have the same specifications and technology, allowing it to continue on California High-Speed Rail further into Burbank and Los Angeles. The tracks are planned to be laid within the median strip of Interstate 15, and sections would pass through federal land controlled by the Bureau of Land Management and National Park Service. The line is now planned to stop at intermediate cities and would take 84 minutes to complete a one-way trip between Victor Valley and Las Vegas. In June 2012, the new plan included the link between Victor Valley and Palmdale as part of construction for the first phase of the project. Passengers would transfer to Metrolink to access the Los Angeles area. In June 2020, the company began planning on a rail line south of Apple Valley over the Canyon Pass to Rancho Cucamonga to provide more direct Los Angeles service, while also not ruling out the Palmdale expansion. The service is planned to use a Siemens Velaro train. Vehicles will require a high power-to-weight ratio to climb the steep grades of up to 4.5% on the planned route. The Velaro series was designed for the German high-speed rail system, which has grades up to 4% on the Cologne to Frankfurt high-speed rail line. This is already a better climbing performance than stated by the European Union's technical specifications for interoperability, which orders a maximum grade of 35 per mile. Chapter 4: Conclusion. It's safe to say that Brightline is doing just fine building their railroad, despite their suspension of rail service during the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only is Brightline doing good building their railroad, they are also a great way to travel across Florida, as they have an efficient high-speed rail to travel on. Brightline is building a better network of modern and efficient high-speed trains that may become better than Amtrak. This was an episode of High Speed Rail Week presented by Railfanning Productions. This episode is part of a bigger series of 4 other mini-docs. Click the video on the left to see yesterday's episode, and the video on the right to see tomorrow's episode. If you're watching this when it's new, there's probably no video there because tomorrow's video isn't out yet, so make sure to stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Additionally, if you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing, as these videos take a lot of work to make. With that said, thanks for watching, and I will see you in another episode.